Salut, chers ecrivains! So, since you've clicked on this video, you're probably either want to start your own book or scenario, or you're already a writer that is currently in the writer's block. In any case, you're now in search for ideas, and I truly hope that I will be able to help you. You'll ask me, okay, but who the heck are you to talk about writing and giving advice like you know all about it? Alright, and I'll answer it in a short way, since nobody wants to know my whole biography, you know. I doubt it, at least. So, my name is Sonia, and I've been enjoying writing since I was, like, really little. I wrote my first book when I was 12, but it was quite bad. So I'll never mention it again, and you've never heard about it. Alright? Look me in the eyes and tell me that you've never heard about it. In any case, after that I started to write my epic fantasy book, and it received quite good reviews, you know, from classmates, people from forum I was hanging around at the time, and friends. These reviews wouldn't be quite objective if among those readers were just my friends, so I gave it to some acquaintances that had no reason to feed me with pretty lies. So I can trust it was quite good, you know. At least I hope so. Good off the bat, this book will probably be finished as a book series, in which every book will be concentrated on certain characters or a character, because there are quite a lot of them, like at least 30 main heroes. That's quite a lot for one book, you know. Also, I have quite a lot of notepads and just drafts of any idea that comes to my mind about the story of a book, scenario of some series, movies or games. Well, for books and scenarios that I'm currently working on or that I'm really interested in writing in future, I have separate notepads or just files with a bunch of drafts that include like a description of the character, its personality, backstory, relationships with other characters, the character's place in the story itself, also the world, the setting of the story, if it's real or fictional, its geography, flora, fauna, administration, history, if there are any, like, creatures exist there, like fictional or real, I don't know, all of that, and the draft of the story itself, you know, for sure. All of that helps me to create this world, even if it's fictional, to seem quite real and believable, you know, as well as characters with directions that are based on pros and cons of their personality. Like, you know, real human beings with bad and good sides of them. Something like that. Currently I'm writing my fantasy book called 10 Days, which I do really hope to finish by the end of the summer 2017, edit it during summer and publish it in September 2017, of course, and then translate it into English and so on, whatever. Well, I hope it was short enough yet informative, and here we finally reach the part of how and where can I get those damn ideas for my new writing. Yay! Woohoo! So, the first place to get ideas for a book or a scenario are actually your dreams. Well, that's where most of my stories come from, at least, you know. Okay, well, easy enough to tell, but what if I can't remember my dreams, or if I don't see them at all when I sleep? What do? Okay, then you try to remember some parts of your dreams, at least, or, well, if you can't, then you can use some of the following sources of inspiration. The second way to get idea for your book or scenario, the story in general, is through observing the real world around you, you know, like people, animals, nature, and technology, actually, that's been created. A relationship between people can give you an idea of your main or subplot, like comedy, drama, melodrama line of your story, or if you're writing in these genres, then, well, the whole story itself. Also, people can become prototypes of your characters of your story, of your writing. Then, technology. Technology is quite inspiring if you're writing some fiction genres. For example, sci-fi. At least that's what I want to write when I start studying about science and what new devices have been created. I'm not good at sci-fi, so I don't really write it. I'm more like into fantasy, like medieval dragons and so on, you know. In any case, let's continue. World around you. Nature can give you an idea, can inspire you to create the real or fictional planet, terrain where your story will take place. It's geography, flora, fauna, and so on, as I've told you about my notepads and drafts about my story. It's really helpful, you know, to know the way your world is built, the way your world is structured. Also, I really love to learn about animals, not just because I love animals, which I do, but also because, well, learning about animals, the way they communicate with each other, with other animals, and with humans, the way they act within their pack, within the wildness, and with humans in human society, let's say, and the way their packs are structured. It gives you an idea for a creature that can live in your world, whether it's real or fictional, you know, something like that. So yeah, it's really worth it to learn some geography and biology, I guess. You're wandering between your dreams and observation of the real world didn't help you that much. You can always get inspiration out of movies, series, and games. For example, one of the worlds my stories takes place. It's my fantasy book 10 Days actually. This world is quite inspired by the world of game series Fallout. I can't say it's the same, but it is as dry, dead, and lifeless as in Fallout games. When I'm saying to take inspiration out of movies, series, and games, I'm not saying that you should take its world, characters, and story and write it down with a bit different names. It's gonna be quite, for the most part, a plagiat, you know, or a fanfic, one of those two. And you don't really want it, aren't you? What I'm saying is that it's okay to take the story, world, and characters, or one of those three things, and base your own writing on it. There's nothing wrong with it. Just don't copy paste. It's not cool, bro. Just don't do it. Another source of inspiration are actually books. But why haven't you placed them in the same line with series, movies, and games? It's the same. Well, maybe yes, maybe just for the most part, but not entirely. For example, two readers reading the same description of the character, they will still imagine this character differently. Yes, this character will still have the same, like, common features that were described in the book, but even they will look a bit differently. It's the same situation with the surroundings of the scene that takes place in these surroundings. With the same amount, for example, of trees, green grass, and just a path through these trees, people will still imagine this little forest or something like that differently. So, you know, a little book will still give you more place for imagination than movies, series, and games. By the way, while reading the book, it will actually teach you how to write that or another part of the book. For example, how much description of the character or the place the scene takes place need to be written. How much of it, like 10 pages, or just one, or just half of it. Something like that. The way character looks and acts while this character is alone, or while the interaction with other characters. her or his thoughts and emotion, the way they express them, or if they express them at all, something like that, you know. Books are awesome. You should read them a lot, especially if you want to write one. Also, we can't forget about music as a great source of inspiration and awakening your imagination. Yay! I can't even tell you how many stories and ideas came to my mind while listening to music, because there's a lot of them. Different genres provide different mood and give you ideas for different genres of your story, you know. At least for me, most subgenres of metal music, especially symphonic metal, is a great way to get me inspired with like fantasy genres. While for some weird reason, power metal is a great source of inspiration for me to write some sci-fi story or something about aliens in space. I don't know why. Rock music provides me some ideas of the main and minor conflicts of my story. Listening to, let's say, dubstep, electro, and I guess clap music is great while you're writing some action or fighting scenes. I'm not really a great fan. I'm sorry for that. I'm weird, I know that. I'm not a great fan of those genres of music, but well, they're great for this type of writing since it gives you some action. Yay! For your action scenes, it gives you action. Amazing! What amazing! Just great. Tap you in the back. You're good with your freaking humor. That's why I don't write comedies, you know? Because this is my humor. I'm bad at it. I should work on it. Whatever. Also, pop music. I guess it's gonna give you some idea of the relationship between characters, mostly romantic, because that's for the most part what pop songs are about. Or I'm wrong. I'm sorry. I'm not really a great fan of fan, Jesus Christ, fan of pop music, because I don't know, I gotta shut up, because I'm not going to offend anybody. I don't want to. Everybody has his own taste, both in music and in life and in everything else. I don't like pop music, I have a right for it, and you have a right to like pop music. I don't know. This source of inspiration! Yay! What a transaction! Wow! And the last but not least source of inspiration I'd like to give you is yourself. If you're an introvert like me, you probably like to overthink everything in your life. The way you are, the way you act, what you have done, what you could have done differently, all of that, it's just... Maybe some of you even like to talk to yourself. It's okay, I do it myself. Well, maybe it's not really okay, but well, it's uncurable. So I'd like to... I have, like, accepted it and just go on with my life. In any case, if you don't do that, the overthinking part, I mean, you should try to do that sometime. Because it's, you know, through all of those thoughts that will run or already running through your head, you can actually get some interesting ideas for your writing. For the most part, it's like some philosophy or psychology, but well, it's already something, you know. So yeah, these were some of the main sources of inspiration that I use in my creativity process. And since I've never had any writer's blocks, I guess they're quite fine. They're quite working, you know. So I do really hope that they will help you in starting your new book or a scenario or continuing. Oh my god, my diction is awful. I'm sorry. Yay! In any case, I hope that I helped you. Yay! I said it. I wanted to say thank you for watching this video, and if you liked it, I hope that you did, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel, since I'm going to do these kind of videos about writing and creativity process every week, beginning with this week. It's probably gonna be on the weekends, like Saturday probably, not like this week, because I'm going to see with my nose that is not breathing, so I'm sorry for my voice in this episode. Yes, if you're Russian speaking viewer, you can watch this video in Russian, the link in the description and maybe on the screen. I'm not sure, because I'm not feeling good, so I'm not sure what the editing will be like. Yay. So yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Like and subscribe. See you next week.